Mula, I'm DJ Toro. Join me every Monday to Thursday, 7 until midnight. The premium classics on Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Tonight, more than 800 cases of teenage pregnancies reported last year. Managerial restructure underway at Fiji Television, and new police recruits march into camp. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spade and you're watching FBC News. There were more than 800 cases of teenage pregnancy last year, most of them students. As Ritika Pratap reports, traditional protocols are hindering efforts to reduce teenage pregnancies.
The Health Ministry has confirmed to FBC News that there were 836 cases of teenage pregnancies in 2012. The National Substance Abuse Advisory Council under the Education Ministry has been running aggressive awareness campaigns on drug and substance abuse. However, sexual activity among teenagers is still seen as a taboo topic.
Parents need to talk with their daughters, of course also with the boys. They need to be educated, because by being involved, it will mean more responsibility.
800 is a huge statistic by any margin. However, some of these girls are also victims of abuse.
There are cases that has been the result of abuse, but there are also other cases where it has resulted from the wrong decisions that young people make.
There are only a few teenage mothers who are able to bounce back and complete their education after giving birth.
I am aware of cases where arrangements have been made where these young mothers come back to school and continue the education, and for few cases that I am aware of, they have been successful now.
In 2011, there were 72 teenage pregnancies. The jump to 800 is a cause for alarm. The authorities are urging parents, members of the community and faith-based organizations to help guide the teenagers to make the right decisions and know the consequences of their actions. Most of these teen mothers undergo counseling processes to help them overcome the stigma and trauma and lead a normal life again. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
More than 100 young men and women marched into camp at the police academy in Nasova Suva this morning. As Mika Longa reports, they will be training according to the vision of Police Commissioner Yowane Naivalurua.
Last-minute preparations as recruits arrive from all over the country to be at the police academy by 800 hours.
We are coming far away. No time for preparation.
The 25-year-old from Ra, who's just lost his father, is determined to uphold the law when he graduates.
In Ra, almost plan for number one, etc. So I want to change my friends in the village.
The recruits were presented to the force by their parents and were warmly welcomed.
Hi, how's the trip? Okay?
It's good.
Don't worry. Business most welcome.
This is my first child to be recruited into the police force.
When I was in primary school, I want to become a policeman. Why? Because I want to help out the community.
I feel that I'm a strong woman. So that's why I want to be a policewoman.
I believe it's God's calling, and I don't want to miss this chance of being part of an institution and a force that is vitally important to the country.
The first group of recruits will undergo intensive physical training as well as theory classes over the next 6 months. Another group, consisting of university graduates, will undergo training for 1 year as cadet officers and graduate as inspectors.
Now I am the school sergeant major in here, and you'll be seeing my face for the whole of these 6 months.
What the aim of the Commissioner is that once these officers are out from the 6-month course, they would have gained enough knowledge to equal an officer that is out in the field for at least more than 5-year experience. That's something that we're trying to implement for this round of course, and there will be different aspects that we'll also be including in.
They will be trained to be police officers, to look after make sure that the community is safe. It's a new approach that is designed by the Commissioner. You'll notice that you are professionalism, a standard that is needed.
These new recruits are in their late teens and early 20s, are the new blood to be injected with the police force's new vision and think that hopefully they will make its dream of a new image come true. Nicolonga, FBC News.
New tobacco control regulations kicked in from today, banning smoking in areas deemed public places. It's a long list of areas which the Health Ministry will now monitor for compliance. Shireen Lata reports.
As of today, there's no smoking in nightclubs, restaurants, workplaces with public access retail outlets, and the list goes on. The Health Ministry says they have already done all the awareness and it's time to lay down the law.
Normally people buy tobacco products and at the same time light the tobacco or the cigarette roll right there and then. But from now onwards, from today onwards, that will be an offence if you do that.
Companies are also obliged to ensure no person smokes within the office premises, even at the back entrance or in the stairwell, if there is a chance that the public may have access to the area. Failing to do that will bring hefty fines ranging from $200 to $10,000.
People smoke in public places, they cop a fine of $200, and for people or the owner of the premises, if he or she does not police it properly, in the sense that they need to ensure that no one smokes in their premises, and if the person who is smoking is caught by one of the enforcement officers, now the owner of the premises will cop a fine of $1,000. The person who smokes in the premises will cop a fine of $200.
176 people have been charged with breaching the tobacco control regulations this year. Among them, 10 were minors and the youngest offender was 12 years old. Shireen Lata, FBC News.
Fiji Broadcasting Corporation has turned 59 today, and on this day the broadcaster is remembering those who have worked tirelessly for the success of FBC.
It's 8 minutes away from 4, and I got news coming up shortly. Taking us there, here's Roxy.
From humble beginnings, FBC has carved its name in the broadcast industry.
Well, we have a lot to celebrate. 59th year, next year is going to be 60th. We're hopefully going to have a huge bash. But, you know, from humble beginnings, where we were the only radio station in the country, we were providing public service broadcast in AM, then we slowly moved into FM, and in the last few years there's been a flurry of activity. We have just found out recently that our TV station is the most watched in the country, with more than 65% of Fiji's audience watching our TV station.
Today, FBC operates 6 radio stations, 2 in each of the major local languages, Itoke, Hindi and English.
Happy birthday, FBC!
Happy birthday to FBC. You guys rock. Happy birthday, FBC!
Happy birthday, FBC!
Its first free-to-air television, FBCTV, was launched on 25th November and is growing in leaps and bounds.
Credit to all the former FBC staff who have worked with dedication and diligence for decades, over the last almost 6 decades, to make FBC what it is today. So we thank everyone, and to the present staff, to the past staff, and to the government of Fiji, who are our shareholders, for giving us the support.
Syed Kayum says the focus is to be the #1 broadcaster in the country. Chanal Shivan, FBC News.
Coming up, Waila City slowly taking shape.
I wake up in the morning, I prefer to go down to the gym, get a bit of physical work done. Also, later on in the day, I decide to go through for meditation. I do a bit of reading to find out what the latest songs are, a bit of research. And for me, it's all about the listeners.
Hey, what's up? I'm Rio, and this is the Traffic Jam every weekday from 3 o'clock to 7, only on Today FM. Today is hit music. What's up?
Ni sambulo binaka oya wone kamanalangi oni nandorungo diao mai na diwa kina rua na bisinga mai na moniti kina bagarumbu kai na Radio Fiji wana ndoma ibiti bongani bianyano na makatalangana bengo na sasibiani na tinna kaloka na bembongi ni bukilulu kena bima mani walu na bembongi ni bakarawai mai na mbuza ni balu ni ngai namaka.
Welcome back. You're watching FBC News. The groundwork at the Housing Authority's multi-million-dollar project, the Waila City complex, is slowly taking shape. As Apisalome Thoka reports, Waila City is the biggest housing project to ever be undertaken in Fiji, spread over 800 acres.
This is where 5,000 apartment lots and commercial buildings will stand once the entire project is complete.
The project in itself has actually begun. The contractor has already brought in all the machinery to begin the initial preliminary earthworks, and that's what's actually going on the site right now for the past couple of months.
Galobaki says they are first working on the road network that will connect the multi-million-dollar complex to the rest of Viti level.
So far at this point, Housing Authority is working with our contractor, the Top Symphony of Malaysia, to first of all put in a 4-lane road that will run from one end of the city to the other. So it starts from Waila 3B and then it extends all the way to Princess Road near the Waila treatment plant.
The Housing Authority also confirms all research related to the construction has been completed and given the green light.
At this point, since the launch of the Waila City project, some of the key achievements for this project has been the fact that we've gotten the environmental impact assessment that's been done.
By the end of the year, Housing Authority expects to start building the first set of residential complex designed for low-income families. Apisalome Thoka, FBC News.
Management-level restructuring is now underway at Fiji Television after the company was granted a 6-month extension to its broadcasting license. Fiji TV board chair Padam Lala told FBC News changes are now in the pipeline for the media outlet. Chanel Sivan has the details.
In a letter to the Minister for Communications, Ayaz Sayed Kayum, the chairman of Fiji TV asked for a 6-month extension. This is the time needed for restructuring process.
Certain changes are now being planned, but it is not going to be imposed overnight or will be done tomorrow. It's something that will be an ongoing process, slowly that we will be doing it. There are technological advancement that's been done. There's a human resources development to be done, and there's a lot to be done in putting new equipment in place. And this is an ongoing exercise, and we are doing that.
Lala says the restructure will be undertaken based on the needs of the company.
And you have to do in consultation with the staff, human resources, and also make sure that these are for the long-term gain of the company. As you are aware, the company is not only in Fiji, but they are also operating in Papua New Guinea. We are now also looking at expansion in other islands as well.
Fiji Television has been operating since the early 1990s, and as of recently it has been operating on a numerous 6-month contract which has been issued by the Communications Minister. The license states that until further notice of any additional terms and conditions, including spectrum allocation, that may be prescribed, Fiji Television shall continue to broadcast under the terms and conditions contained in its existing license. Chanel Shivan, FBC News.
The Land Transport Authority is taking a tough approach to reduce the number of fatalities on our roads with the launch of Road Safety Awareness Month today. There is hope that increased awareness will reduce traffic infringements. Akosita Tale was at the launch.
With the aim of being road safety conscious, LTA is running one of its biggest campaigns involving 270 staff around the country.
Whether you work in the accounts or you here as a lawyer, a legal officer, or you work as a PSV officer, or even for for any other department, you should have this kind of mentality that your job is to ensure the safety on our roads.
With the road death toll currently standing at 14, Tuinadeva says it's time to lift their standard of operations and reach out to the people.
We have to educate people, we have to move right down on the ground and be with people. We have to really make them be part of this program. It's very, very hard for us talking from the office, staying up here at Baliabu and telling the public through media.
The issue of road safety awareness has always been an issue. The LTA says it's about having good drivers and educated pedestrians.
Too many lives have been unnecessarily lost because we neglect and risk the value of human life through non-compliance with road safety rules, and we forget the fact that one cannot put a value to human life.
LTA wants the lowest ever record of road fatalities this year. Akusita Talei, FBC News.
A bus driver is being questioned after the bus he was driving rolled backwards down Gordon Street in Suva this afternoon. This Nasese bus had 8 passengers on board. None were hurt. The bus rolled down this hill and hit a parked car, which then bumped into another vehicle. It has been suggested that the bus had engine problems. However, exact details will be known after LTA inspections. Nasese Bus's management, Amit Kumar, claims there was nothing wrong with the engine and it was driver error that caused the accident. Workers laid off from the now-closed Nasinu quarry have received their redundancy packages. Fiji Roads Authority Chief Executive Neil Cook says these 33 workers were farewelled on Friday. The amount paid to each wasn't revealed. However, Cook says it was worked out according to PSC regulations. These workers won't be re-employed by the new owners of the quarry, Basic Industries. Only landowners who used to work at the site will be offered jobs. That time again, our man in the suit joins us for a new week. Jamie, what have you got in sports today?
Thanks, Jackie. Coming up tonight, fans react to Fiji's Rugby Sevens World Cup loss. And Super Soccer gears up for all-important league clash. This and more after the break.
Bola, oya wasala bilawa. Do pataki au mena diwa kina tini karona kaloko na single boni moniti kina vagarumbuka. Kako ni valata na nomu suini sari na kaisa mariando loloma leone vani ni nau. Omgori ke de mena diwa kina tini karona kaloko na single boni moniti kina vagarumbuka en Bula FM number 2 en sere.
जहाँ हो प्यार का बसेरा और रिश्तों की खुशबू, वो है आपका अपना घर संसार. Join me on Ghar Sansar, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. only on Radio Fiji 2.
Welcome back to FBC Sports. Fiji Sevens will have to wait another 4 years to get their hands on the Melrose Cup after bowing out in the semi-final to New Zealand 17-0. New Zealand went on to beat England 33-0 to win their second World Cup title. Fiji Rugby coaching director Frank Boiver says the semi-final came down to who was the better prepared team.
A very good performance, finishing third and with a big win against Kenya in a third place game is still an excellent performance. So I know that people are disappointed of a loss against New Zealand, but even though we saw only the first half on the tele, what happened, I think, is that we came across an excellent, well-coached team.
And there were mixed reactions from fans at home after Fiji's loss in the World Cup. This is what they told FBC Sports.
But there's a bit of fitness and communication in the ground. There's plenty of things to work out before starting again in the next NBA series for 2013 and 14.
Performance was good. The boys played their hearts out, and even though it was disappointing, it's good to see them out there playing their hearts out.
It's okay. We need to accept that. One will lose, one will win, but the performance of boys, I'm really glad.
Just doesn't have his lineup. He keep on changing his team.
Fiji's Fiji. I think win or lose, we'll still support them. But I think the country has come to expect better from the Fijian team. I mean, this is rugby country.
Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama says while every Fijian is naturally disappointed at our national sevens team's loss at the Rugby World Cup, the country is extremely proud and pleased at the performance of our women's sevens team. The Fijianas created history by winning their first major title, beating the Netherlands 12-10 to win the bowl. Bainimarama praised the Fijianas for their spirited performance, saying it signaled a new era for women's sevens in Fiji. He also praised the Digicel Fiji sevens team, saying it was important for the country to stand behind them in defeat as well as in victory. The Suva football team is hoping to start experienced forward Peter Rambo in Saturday's National Football League clash against Lautoka at the ANZ Stadium in Laucala Bay, Suva. Rambo is back after playing in New Zealand for almost 5 years. Shalvin Chand has more.
Suva football believe Peter Rambo's clearance by the Fiji football will come through before the end of the week.
I have spoken to Bob, and Bob say this week he'll be getting his ITC. He's returned to New Zealand counterpart, and there is no bridge of agreement, anything there. So definitely he'll get his release by this week.
Rambo will most likely fit in for Nathan Shivam, who has opted out of district duties due to injuries and personal commitments.
This season he'll play for Suva. As you know, in the midfield we're lacking players in the midfield. I think he is our choice to bring him. Is a wise choice. So he'll be included in Suva team.
Suva will only miss Kenneth Oneaima after an issue concerning defender Leonen Damudamu was cleared.
Like for Leonen Damudamu, I think it was wrong picked out. It was Chale Roni Baka, who Chale was yellow carded. I think the referee picked wrong number jersey, and it's been sorted out with Fiji Football Association that Leone will be action against Lautoka.
Suva plays 2 games in the Fiji Sun GP Batteries National League this weekend, hoping to win both as a place in the OFC Champions League is at stake. Shalvin Chan, FBC Sports.
Fiji-based Ghanaian boxer Joseph Kwajo will be up against Australian Trent Broadhurst at the Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane, Australia, Thursday evening. The super middleweight fight will be the main bout of the evening. Speaking from Brisbane, Kwajo says he's ready for the fight.
First of all, I like to thank all my team, Lord. I'm in Australia right now. I'm focusing in my training. Although my trainer is not here with me, but I'm focusing in my training. Just have a good sparring session. And I think I'm ready for this coming on Thursday.
The Fiji Under-19 cricket team faces Samoa in their first match of the ICC East Asia Pacific Championship tomorrow at Ron McMullen Oval in Queensland, Australia. After a grueling final month of training, the team attended a Sunday church service yesterday with the Salvation Army Corps in Lautoka before departing for Australia. Hosted by Maroochydore Cricket Club on Queensland's Sunshine Coast, Fiji, Papua New Guinea, Vanuatu and Samoa will contest the tournament, with the winner gaining a place in next year's Under-19 World Cup in Dubai. That was your sports for tonight. Good evening.
Telecom Fiji Limited has a total loan portfolio of $79 million with the Fiji National Provident Fund. TFL took a further loan of $25.7 million from the FMPF to settle its loan with ANZ Bank. The parent company Amalgamated Telecom Holdings in its 2013 financial report states this is part of TFL restructuring of its borrowings. Accordingly, this new loan from the FMPF has been combined with an existing $53 million loan. New terms and conditions have also been agreed to. The financial report also confirms that TFL has taken over Transtel and the ATH call center. And here's Jen to kickstart the week with some good news, I hope.
I wouldn't count my chickens just yet, Jackie. Suva had showers throughout the day, while the west eventually succumbed to cloudy weather in the afternoon. On the other end of the scale, it was fine conditions all day for Lambasa. 29 degrees in the capital, and Savasavu was the lowest temperature today. 33 in Lambasa was the highest. Tomorrow sees fine weather for most of the major centers, with Suva and Savasavu experiencing the norm, brief periods of clouds and showers. Mariners, do keep in mind that a strong wind warning remains in force for all Fiji waters. Southeast winds are also forecast at 20 to 25 knots. And here's another photo from Tom Cook in Nandrau village. I'm sure you'll agree with me that this is a magnificent sight. I mean, just take a look at that rainbow. That was weather. Have a wonderful evening, and until the next photo, stay safe and stay smiling.
Thanks so much for that, Genevieve. A quick recap before we go. More than 800 cases of teenage pregnancies recorded last year. Managerial restructure underway at Fiji Television, and tobacco control regulations kick in from today. Now to results for last week's opinion poll. We asked, does Fiji have the right combination to win the Sevens Rugby World Cup? 69% said yes. This week we ask, should Fiji develop more relationships with other non-aligned countries apart from Russia? Visit our FBC website to answer. Remember to send us newsworthy pictures and videos. Email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj. And don't forget, airing tonight for the first time are our FBC news breaks. At 8 p.m. is Navaka Leleka and at 9 is Samachar Darshan. And that was Monday Night News. Till tomorrow. Good night.
आपकी शादी होने वाली है, 5 बच्चे होंगे। 5 हाय, मैं हूँ आपकी सहेली वेणु। सुनते रहिए मिर्ची FM। मैं हूँ ना 9 से 12 बजे तक।